There's the ability to focus on things, and then there's the ability to catch a foul ball without dropping your baby. Both, of course, combining strength and focus. This right here, my friends, the ultimate act of human ability. Pulling off the near impossible task of combining strongman competition, catching a fly with chopsticks, and also having the wherewithal to put SPF 75 on your baby while doing both. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. I can't say enough. That is
very risky.
The SPF. Most people go for 60. She went 75.
The Joker won MVP, debuted a t-shirt in the classic "No One Believed in Me." It's got a bunch of insults there. 41st pick. He's slow, he's a flopper, or perhaps slow flopper. Not quite sure. There's no commas involved. Then in the back it says, hey, not true. Guess what? Joke's on you. Oh, it's a little, copyright infringement there. I'm going to go back to the adjectives. And although Joker had a wonderful year, I want to shout out the creative team that put this together. Because no creative endeavor is done in a silo. It takes a number of people, the graphic designer, whoever wrote all this stuff. And the people on this team, once they decided to collect insults for the Joker, were really in the lion's den, and they were able to do it. Because this wasn't the first go-around. They were like, hey, we've got a liar on here. Like, liar? Why does it say liar? We've also got not a nice guy. Like, why did you say not a nice guy? Get that out of here. So they were able to do it. A fantastic job. The shirt was effective, and you were able to have a good meeting. So great job. It's a very difficult
It was
task.
my pleasure, Wilds, to consult on that project. Okay. They didn't even have to pay me.
Time now for drawing a blank. Tom Brady's coming off post-Super Bowl knee surgery. We saw him going full speed in minicamp this week. He talked yesterday about what he's working on. Take a listen.
It was probably something that was it certainly needed to be done, and there's a great outcome. So I'm very happy about that. I feel I'll be able to do some different things this year than I was able to do last year.
Oh, pray tell. Hey, Brandon, Tom Brady's comments on his off-season surgery are blank.
Sounds good, Jenna. That's what the answer is. You just saw LeBron James on the shop. He had Jay-Z come in, sit in a chair, and they talked, and LeBron said something interesting. He talked about, when you're a player and you go to that first camp, you'll never be 100% again. So I don't know why us players continue to tell ourselves this lie. I mean, I keep saying us, I'm retired, I'm done. But players, you always think you're going to get back to 100%. So as soon as you bring that car out of the garage, it's going to get rained on. Somebody's going to ding it when you park it. So you'll never be 100% again. So it sounds good. But as soon as you get to camp, you're going to be dealing with something. It's going to be an ankle. It's going to be a hamstring. It's going to be a quad. The best players in the world find a way to get it done, to play at a high level, dealing with something. So sounds good.
All right, so this is confounding for me. And listen, I am the show's historian and archivist, but Wilds is the Tom Brady resident historian and archivist. What is he talking about that his knee was preventing him from doing that he used to do in his career? Tom Brady's most famous runs all have one thing in common, Wilds. They're 6 inches forward on a quarterback's knee. So what was this, like a lack of agility or mobility hurting him in a way that I have forgotten? So help explain it to me, Wilds, because for the time being, this is quite confusing.
Well, sure. I'm happy to explain to you. Tom Brady is a mobile quarterback. He's had 3 100-yard rushing seasons back earlier in his career. The last 3 seasons in New England, he ran for 28 yards, 35 yards, and 34 yards. But in Tampa Bay, he only ran for 6 total yards. That means he fell off by a multiple of 5. So now that the knee is fixed, I'm looking at a return to greatness. Look for about a 30 to 37-yard season, 5 times as good as last year. The GOAT is back.
What is happening?
The GOAT is back.
Oh, my God.
GOATs don't run. We talked about that yesterday, Wilds.
Oh, fair point.
Goats don't run. They just sit there, get older. Talk some LeBron James. He's changing numbers again. He's ditching number 23. He's going back to the number 6 that he also wore in Miami. AD will reportedly keep 3 despite 23 becoming available. My favorite number is 12 for purposes of this story. Hey, Brandon.
Oh.
LeBron changing from 23 back to
like
6
that.
is blank.
Listen, LeBron's such a great teammate. I don't think this is about LeBron James. Like, I was going to go with a hidden message and try to figure out what it means and how symbolic it is. But I think this is more about AD and the missed opportunity for AD. When I went from the Denver Broncos to the Miami Dolphins, 15 wasn't available. I had to play in 19, and it just felt uncomfortable to the point where my game suffered a little bit. So I truly believe this is a missed opportunity for AD. Why wouldn't you take this layup? He's giving you the alley-oop. Take number 3 so you can get back to where you were. Now, you flashed in a bubble, but this past year, I don't know what happened. So I think this is LeBron James. Like, you know what? I felt this a little bit, and I had to do a little bit of changing the numbers back in the day. So I'm going to give it back to you. And now he's sitting there saying, I'm going to stay with number 3? Nick, I don't get it.
Yeah, so that's an interesting angle, the Anthony Davis part of it. There's a lot of ways to attack this. Listen, I could use this time here to mention that LeBron James is also going to be number 6 in Space Jam, which, of course, comes out July 16th. You can buy your tickets now, but I'm not a shill. So instead, I'm going to talk about somebody else. This is actually great for Devin Booker. It's a boon for Booker.
Oh.
Wilds. All of a sudden, Devin Booker has in his possession the last ever LeBron James game-worn 23 jersey.
Oh,
think about that.
wow.
He has it. Like, that was already a special thing in and of itself. But if that is actually the last time he ever wore a 23 jersey and Devin Booker has it, that's a hell of a coup for him. It's all coming up Suns right now on Booker. So this is, I think, a boon for Booker.
I mean, I guess so. Devin Booker also is going to sign like a $200 million extension or new contract. So
Yeah.
I don't know if the jersey's financial value.
Rich gets richer.
To have that jersey. I could.
Extra
Also,
meal
you'd have to
laying
sell it to
around?
someone named Devin, which is okay. Here's my thing, and Brandon, I'm going to throw it back to you, so get ready. I love this story because as much as I like watching LeBron James play, I also like trying to figure out the Easter eggs that he lays all over social media. And I'm changing my jersey. He wanted to change it. So remember, this story starts because Pat Riley decided to retire Jordan's jersey while Jordan was with the Wizards. The Wizards came to play the Heat, and Pat Riley's like, you know what? We're going to retire your jersey for the Heat. No one in the Heat will ever wear 23. So the only 2 teams that have Jordan's number retired are the Bulls and the Heat. And your memory's not, confusing. He never played for the Heat. So then I believe that was the impetus of why LeBron had to change his jersey. But I want to get to our friend Brandon Marshall. Brandon, you just slyly said your game suffered because you had to change to number 19. I don't think you were just kind of saying it. I think you were really out there, like, dropping balls.
He said that
because
before.
you looked down and you saw 19, you're like, get rid of this. And then the ball hits you in the chest. You're like, oh, God. How did that actually play out?
Wilds, I don't know, man. You see it all the time. One player goes to another team. They pay 20, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 for the jersey. It's symbolic, man. Guys grow up wearing the same number. It's a mental thing. We talk about it all the time, mindset. So I don't know, man. All I know is I was a Pro Bowl player in Denver, averaging 105 catches a year, and I get to Miami, and all of a sudden I got 80 catches. It was like, I was nervous. It's like I was
Can I ask one follow-up?
Give me the ball.
Go ahead, Nick.
Just one follow-up before we get to Weird and Wonderful. Because in Denver, your quarterback was Jay Cutler. In Chicago, your quarterback was Jay Cutler. Who was the quarterback in Miami? Who was it?
Oh,
ahead, say
anything
it,
is possible. Your boy, anything is possible. Chad Henning.
Well, that might
Chad Pennington,
have a
Tyler
little more to do.
Thigpen.
Thick pin.
Matt
Thick
Moore.
pin. You could have been wearing all the numbers. They could have given Brandon infinity. It wouldn't have mattered. Thick pin's throwing you the ball. What are we talking about?
No offense.
I had 100 with Kyle Orton.
Time for Kevin Wild's Weird and Wonderful from our national